The year is finally coming to an end, my fellow Texorcians, and I can't think of a better way to wrap up the year than with one final PC build. And since the holidays are right around the corner, I thought we can get a little festive with some custom mods and decoration. Obviously, oh no! To end the year with a bang, we obviously have to build the fastest AMD gaming PC, which is why we're tossing in the best consumer-grade CPU of 2025, the Ryzen 9 9950X 3D 16-core 32-thread behemoth, which absolutely destroys everything in both gaming and productivity. I also want to give a huge thanks to AMD for sending out the CPU and the GPU and sponsoring this video, as well as the box of goodies. It's always awesome seeing companies care so much about the people they work with, so I appreciate you guys. Now for the motherboard, we got options. ASRock sent over 3 of their motherboards for this build specifically, so I have to decide which one to go with. We have the X870 Taichi Creator, designed specifically for the professional creators out there. Then we have the Phantom Gaming Nova Wi-Fi, that's aimed for the enthusiast gamers. And finally, we got the Live Mixer Wi-Fi, which is for the YouTuber and streamers. Well, I say we check them out real quick and decide, starting with the Taichi Creator. Ooh, I'm digging the gold accents on this motherboard. It gives off a premium and luxury vibe, if I'm being honest. We also got 4 M.2 slots with dual PCI Gen 5 by 16 lanes on here, with massive VRMs for better cooling, and the onboard USB-C supports PD 3.0 fast charging up to 36 watts, which is very nice. For connectivity, wow, that is a lot of USB ports, Morty. Both of these Type-C ports are actually using USB 4 speeds up to 40 gigabits per second. We also got Wi-Fi 7, and we have both 5 and 10 gigabit Ethernet. This would be a very nice option for the build, but let's check out the Nova next. So the Nova actually has a lot of similarities to the Taichi, except this has an extra M.2 slot, so a total of 5. We also get dual Gen 5 SSD, and it's able to do this by sharing PCI lanes with the USB 4 Type-C. And this is freaking awesome because it preserves full PCI by 16 bandwidth for the graphics card, ensuring no GPU performance loss. And speaking of GPU, the board has a super convenient way of removing the card by simply sliding the lever to the right. And finally, let's take a look at the Live Mixer Wi-Fi, which is designed specifically for YouTubers and streamers, one of which I so happen to be. So this one also has dual 8-pin APS connectors like the rest. We have very nice VRM coverage, easy access NVMe installation, and Wi-Fi 7. We do lose the 10 gigabit Ethernet, however, we gain more USB ports, giving the Live Mixer Wi-Fi a total of 25 USB ports when you combine front and back. It's also worth noting that all the boards feature a dedicated BIOS flashback button in the back, which is awesome if you want to flash the BIOS without installing the CPU, the GPU, memory, or any other components. All you need is to hook up the power supply. Considering majority of the features are very similar compared to the other boards, with the addition of another USB port in the back, I say we go with this board. Plus the silver accents on here will blend in very nicely with our color scheme. All right, let's pop in the CPU. Bam! Now for storage, no, please don't hurt me. Now for storage, I'm just going with a 4TB Gen 4 SSD that I pulled from a previous system. But for the operating system, we are going with Linux. What the? Just kidding. We're going with Windows 11 Pro yet again. And for the CD key, I picked it up from VIPyourCDKey.com because who was wild enough to pay full price for a CD key in 2025? I need to save as much money as possible so we can put it all towards the DDR5 memory. VIP or CD key has the cheapest prices for Microsoft Office, Windows 10, and 11 keys. And just for the holidays, they're giving a 28% discount if you use the code TS25. Just make sure to go into the user center section on the top right, navigate to your orders, and view the key. That way you can copy and paste that into the activation settings of Windows and you're good to go. Now for memory, I'm just gonna use whatever I have laying around here at the office instead of buying a brand new pair because god damn, have you seen those prices? I'm trying to save up and buy my wife something nice for Christmas, okay? I can't be spending over $300 for DDR5 memory. It seems like AI is rapidly taking over the world. They're taking over our husbands and wives, they're taking away our jobs, and they're taking away our memory. Like, enough is enough. Take our husbands and wives, but leave our memory alone, goddammit. Fortunately for me, I was able to scavenge and find a 64GB kit in my inventory that we can use for this build. These are the G.Skill Trident Z5 Royale Neos, and they're gonna fit perfectly with the color scheme because of the chrome accents and also the crystal heat spreaders on the top. If this doesn't scream Christmas vibes, nothing will. Now, the star of the show, and the case we're building in today, is the brand new Lian LAN-cooled 217 INF, or Infinity, which is the new and improved version of the standard LAN-cooled 217, which I actually did a video on earlier this year. Now, obviously, the biggest change from the previous design is from the front. Lian decided to go balls to the wall and slap on two massive 170mm fans alongside an Infinity mirror front panel, which gives it a striking look, kind of giving out those spaceship vibes, to be honest. We also have an included 140mm exhaust fan in the back with the option of adding 3 more 120s on top of the power supply shroud here. The airflow in this case is going to be nutty. So not only does this case support BTF motherboards, but it also supports eATX and even EEB workstation boards, which is why there's an extra row of grommets over here on the right side to help with the 24-pin cable routing. Now, we do have support for up to a 360mm radiator on the top, so we're going to be tossing in the HydroShift 2 LCD-S by Lian. Okay, now it's time for some mods. Now, this is a Christmas themed PC, so I want to add a bit of color in here. Specifically, red. I feel like red would pop really nicely against the white. I don't want to go overboard. Obviously, if I spray paint the entire case, it's going to be too much. It's all about balance. So let's figure out what parts we can paint here. Let's start off with the PCI brackets in the back. These are always the easiest to paint in every single case because they're obviously small and each individual piece comes off. So it just makes the entire painting process so easy. Okay, PCI brackets are off. What else can we paint? Ooh, what about this piece over here where the GPU sag bracket and the grommet is located? It looks like this entire section here comes off. Does it? Let's try. Okay, yep, it comes off. Oh, very nice. I definitely will remove the grommet. I think the white grommet against the red panel will look really nice. And I might even remove the GPU sag bracket as well. Or should we keep it? I say we keep it on there. We'll paint that red as well. Might as well stay consistent. But I do want to remove the bracket. I want to make sure the GPU sag bracket doesn't get in the way of painting this entire panel. Oh yeah, this will come out really nice. And then we got the sag bracket separately, just so it doesn't interfere. Whoa, okay. Okay, what else? What else can we paint? Maybe this piece over here on the side? I mean, I can paint this very easily, but I feel like this will be a little too much. Only because it's on the outside of the case, and anything that's outside of the case, I want to keep it the same color as the case itself. So if I just paint this red, I think it will stick out like a sore thumb. So let's keep this white, but paint the top portion of the power supply shroud because these are technically removable brackets for the additional fans. So I think these in red would look so much nicer. Oh, I can already picture it. I can already picture it. This is gonna be a very festive PC, let me just say. Okay, so we got the PCI brackets, we got the top of the power supply shroud panels, and then we got the side motherboard panel as well. I feel like that should be enough to at least get the point across, right? Like I definitely don't want to overdo anything here. Okay, looks like we got all our parts. So the paint we're going with is the Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch paint and primer in apple red with a gloss finish. I couldn't find a semi-gloss, so this will do just fine. Let's go. Oh, let's go. These came out looking so good, you guys. I'm actually digging the glossy finish, I'm not gonna lie. But looking at these parts brings back so many good memories of when I started the channel back in 2012. Big Red version 1, like that's when I started painting parts and automatically just got hooked. The reason why I painted most of my parts back in the day was because we didn't get much of a selection when it came to color. Like white parts and even white cases were practically non-existent back in the day. And all we got was like black motherboards, weird gold and like blue accents on motherboards. You guys remember those? Like, I don't know what possessed them to think that actually looks good, but I was forced to essentially custom paint some of the parts if I was going with a specific color scheme. But now we have so many choices that there's really no need to paint parts unless I'm doing something completely custom. But yeah, anyways, sorry about that rant. I just, it brought back a lot of memories. Okay, let's go and put this back inside the case so we can continue on with our builds. Let me slap on the grommet first. Oh yeah, I'm so glad I didn't paint the grommet. That looks so nice. Bam, ladies and gents, take a look at that. Oh, tell me that doesn't look amazing. I'm really happy that I went with a white case, but I feel like red just looks so much nicer against a white backdrop. But of course, red isn't the only color we're gonna be throwing in here. We'll be mixing in with some green as well because Christmas isn't only red, right? So yeah, let's continue with the build. Okay, before I hook up the pump to the motherboard, I want to install the power supply, and I got a very special unit just for this build, you guys. We're going to be going with the brand new Li RS1200G. This is a 1200 watt fully modular power supply, but it's got some really cool features, which honestly I think might make this my favorite power supply ever created, dethroning the previous Li Edge Gold. So let's unbox this and check it out. All right, so first things first, we have a massive 135mm fan on here for better cooling. But what makes this power supply so awesome is this corner over here. The reason why it's called shift is because you can actually shift the ports to the other side. And the main reason for this is to give you flexibility on how you want to route the cables from the power supply. So let me give you guys an example. Here's the power supply in the standard orientation. We got the plug and the switch in the back. So if I were to mount this the traditional way, we would have to route the cables in from the other side, just like any other regular power supply. But let's say your case has a hard drive cage here, and you're installing hard drives in here. So clearly you can't plug in the cables from here. It's gonna take up all the space. So what you can do is pull out the power supply and then shift the port with the switch to the other side. And with this orientation, all the connectors are now easily accessible. So not only can you access the ports more conveniently, but the cable management is also going to be a lot easier. Here's another really cool feature about the power supply that I want to share with you guys real quick. So let's say you decide to mount it the traditional way with the ports facing towards the front of the case. So let's go ahead and rotate this back towards the rear side. You'll notice that there's a spare 24-pin socket over here. And what this will do is basically give you a much easier access in plugging in your 24-pin cable, but also a much easier way of routing the cable towards the 24-pin socket on your motherboard. So you got options here. On top of all that, you get the RS hub as well, which expands your USB 2 headers from your motherboard to a total of 4, just like they did with their Gold Edge power supplies. All you have to do is just flip this over and then connect it to this portion of the power supply. And it's magnetic too, so it helps you snap it together a lot easier. After that, you just have to bridge the connection from the power supply to your motherboard's USB header using the included cable. Now, if you decide to detach the module and put it anywhere else in the case, then you will have to supply additional power via SATA cable. Also, the power supply comes with 2 protective plates, and we have to use one of these and cover up the side that we're not using, which will essentially protect this portion over here from accidentally rotating once the build is done. So if I have the connector facing the default position, then I would use this plate over here. As you can see, there's a cutout, and mount it to this side. But I'm using it the other way, so in that case, I would have to use this goes in the back here. So the protective plate is installed, and as you can see here, this piece is not gonna budge. The cool thing about this case and the 217 before it is that Lee still gives you the option of how you want to mount your power supply. So you can technically still have the ports facing this way, even if you're not using a shift power supply. And that's what this cable is for. You basically plug this in to the back of the power supply, and because it's so long, it's gonna be sitting like right back here. And then you just simply slide in the power supply, and there you have it. You still have access to all the ports on the side, even if you're using a regular power supply. But we're not gonna need that because we are using their shift power supply, so that'll be a little redundant if we use both. I also realized that we're gonna have to remove this back plate, so I painted this for no reason. Since the power supply connectors are now being exposed, we have to cover them up using the included covers just to make sure no dust or debris can get in here, potentially damaging the power supply. All right, cable management is finally complete. It only took me like 15 minutes to be honest, and that's mostly because Lee makes it so easy and accessible for the cable management. I mean, there are tie downs literally in all the right places, tons of space underneath the power supply shroud. I mean, what more can you ask for? And now it's time for the final piece to the puzzle, the GPU. We're tossing in the fastest AMD GPU in the market at the moment, when you factor in FSR, the RX 9070 XT, specifically from Sapphire, to stay consistent with our color scheme. So let's pop this bad boy in. All right, PC is officially done. It is pouring hard outside right now. I got my coffee. Arc Raiders is loaded up. I mean, what more can you ask for, guys? This is an absolute vibe. Okay, maybe I'll have better luck in trios. Let's try this again. I'm not counting that first one. Let's go, boys. I Can't Read and Jonas 88. This is already seeming promising. Oh, we got a good spawn. Let's go.
Hello there.
Yo, this just snatched my freaking loot. I was literally in the process of opening the drawer and he just came and just stole it, bro. That's great. My latency, by the way, in the office, as you can see, is extremely terrible. I have like very bad internet. Performance-wise, we're doing really good. Wow, I've never gotten this many frames playing Arc Raiders before. 230 minimum FPS, but we're averaging more around 240. 1440p high settings. FSR 3 enabled, however. And the temps are good too. Wow, 61C on our Ryzen 9, ladies and gents, with 58C on the GPU. We don't even have intake fans on the bottom for the GPU, so the fact that we're staying under 60 is very impressive. So far, we haven't encountered any raiders, which is unfortunate. Hopefully we can wipe a squad before we can extract. Get some action going on over here. Oh god, that was a bad idea. I'm an actual idiot. I'm an actual idiot.
Sorry man, I've just been chased down a hallway by it. Over here. Raider, there.
Let's go! Let's go. Woo! My heart's pumping. I need some meds though. I got nothing on me. I should have jumped down though. That was me. That was all me. That was all me. What is that? What in the Costco mic is that? I'm pushing. I got knocked out too, that's crazy. Let's go.
I'm gonna res you, bro, here. I'm resing you. I love you.
He freaking just destroyed him, dude. That's crazy. I really got to switch off my gun. I do not like the Rattler. Oh, the Pharaoh's even worse. Get off me! Honestly, boys, I'm ready to extract. If you guys are good, I'm good. Because my loot is dog water. Look at this lag. This is what I deal with when I'm benchmarking for you guys. I'm enduring the pain for your entertainment. This guy's encumbered. Oh, this guy's got some fat loot. Look at the way he's running. I can only imagine what the performance is going to be like when they eventually release FSR 4 for this game. We're probably going to be pushing really close to 300 FPS, if not more. I smell action, boys! Let's get involved! No! We fell down too! Oh my god. I'm trapped! I got no ammo! Woo! Let's go! No way, I've been meleeed him to death. Oh no, we lost scoring. There's somebody there, bro.
Yo, mama huevo, let's leave, bro. Yo, tech source, I'm gonna leave.
Hold on, I'm busy looting. This guy's nothing! What a waste! I'm coming. Oh, thank you. Oh, let's go. That was a successful run. Woo! Let's go, baby. I couldn't have been more happier with how the PC turned out, and it is without a doubt the perfect PC to wrap up the year. I did add some finishing touches like garland around the tubes and other parts of the case, along with some tiny presents that kept getting tossed around by the airflow. But overall, I think the decor has been tastefully integrated and it wasn't overdone. But I could be biased here. What I really want to know is what you guys think about the PC. Let me know your feedback in the comments below. Is there something you would have done differently? I'm very curious to know. I did have a lot of fun building inside the case. I mean, most of the features I really enjoyed in the previous version of the 217 are still present here, with some new additions, like the integrated wireless receiver. Now, normally in any other case, the front two fans plus the rear fan would require two wireless receivers. But since this case has one built in, it practically eliminates the need for them, reducing overall cable clutter. I'm actually able to control both the fan speed, the ARGB lighting of the fans, and even the AIO, saving me an additional USB port in the back of the motherboard. Again, I can't thank AMD enough for sending out the CPU and the GPU and sponsoring this video. If you guys want to check out anything I featured in the build, I'll have a link down below. Happy holidays, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.